This week on NEWSCENTER, the school board settles on a teacher contract.
And students get used to the everyday agenda of school.
Welcome to the first episode of NEWSCENTER for the 2006-2007 year. I'm Matt Tenero.
And I'm Hillary Duquesne. Topping the Radnor Beat this week, we at NEWSCENTER 11 are glad to report that on September 6th, the Radnor Township teachers ratified a new contract. The school board subsequently ratified the contract as well, with 7 votes in favor of the contract and 1 vote against the contract. 1 board member was out of the country at the time and did not vote. The new contract will last for 4 years. The contract negotiations addressed many topics such as salaries, health care benefits, and work conditions. The contract negotiations prompted a great deal of community involvement, including the publishing of articles in local papers by parents and 1 school board member. The negotiations also attracted the attention of the Philadelphia Inquirer and Channel 10, which broadcasted live from Radnor Elementary School, where a candlelight vigil and negotiations were simultaneously taking place. No matter which side of the negotiations you supported, everybody is glad that a new contract has been ratified and the school year will continue without a strike.
As everyone knows, this past week began the 2006-2007 school year. This week was filled with confusion, excitement, and much to get done. On Tuesday, freshmen and sophomores attended the morning session of school, and juniors and seniors attended the afternoon half. All students had health screenings that day, and 9th through 11th graders also had their school pictures taken. Students had an 8-block day that Wednesday, which included meeting their teachers. Though it was only the first week of school, students have already been loaded with homework on top of sports and activities. It seems that everyone was able to adjust to the schedule pretty easily, even though many missed getting to sleep in and not having to worry about school. Of course, a good time was had by all. Don't go away. We'll be right back after these messages.
Find ways to make your home more defensible against wildfire. What have you got to lose? Except everything.
Welcome back. We now go to Allie Wolfson with this week's Global News Bulletin. Allie?
Thanks, Matt. Hi, this is Allie Wolfson with this week's Global News Bulletin. This Sunday, thousands of people will assemble in New York City's Central Park East Meadow from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m. to be part of the Rally to Stop Genocide in Darfur, Sudan. For over 3 years now, the government-backed militia called the Janjaweed has been wreaking havoc on the inhabitants of Darfur, an area in western Sudan, in a brutal campaign of ethnic cleansing. The rally this Sunday is organized by the Save Darfur Coalition to coincide with the meeting of the United Nations. The Save Darfur Coalition hopes that the United Nations will deploy a peacekeeping force into Darfur to aid the African Union peacekeepers there who are severely over their heads in the conflict. The rally will feature musical performances as well as speeches such as Matt Albright. Radnor students are encouraged to attend, and if you're there right now, good for you. This is Allie Wolfson with your weekly Global News Bulletin. And now, back to you.
Thanks, Allie. That sounds like a great cause. This past Monday, September the 11th, our nation commemorated the 5th anniversary of the terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and United Flight 93. On that day, our nation came together and witnessed a tragic event that changed everyone's life. Over 3,000 people lost their lives, and those people shall never be forgotten. To remember them, and this day, memorials have been built at each of the 3 crash sites, so that not only our generation, but future generations will remember this day. These memorials shall be recognized and honored for centuries to come. Radnor High School students observed the anniversary by joining their fellow classmates and teachers in a school-wide moment of silence during Monday's homeroom. September 11th is a day that shall never be forgotten.
Well, you probably noticed that school is back, and along with the many pros, such as the return of NEWSCENTER 11, there are a few negatives to deal with as well, such as classes. For some of you, especially the freshmen and Todd Miller, this can be quite an adjustment. Fortunately, NEWSCENTER has created a list of back-to-school tips that, if followed closely and carefully, will yield immediate results. For most people, the hardest change to make is the new sleep schedule. The difficult task of waking up probably about 7 hours before you ever saw the light of day over the summer can come as quite a shock. However, after a few weeks, you'll learn that this shock never actually ends and will agonize you every day, week, month for the next 4 years. Another big change that accompanies the transition from summer is the addition of homework to one's already full day. The purpose of homework is to reinforce the lessons learned in class each day. Therefore, a solid 15 or 20 minutes should be set aside each night to skim one's textbooks. A quiet study area should be made, so get rid of all distractions, including televisions and music. If you're watching this right now, turn it off and go to your homework. These tips could very easily mean the difference between a successful start at the high school and a horribly awkward year filled with failure. News Center 11 wishes all students and teachers good luck in the coming year and asks them to look forward to a smash season of Radnor in the Morning, coming soon to a Thursday near you.
Are you a senior at Radnor High School who's seeking financial help for college? If so, then Radnor High School Scholarship Fund is just what you've been looking for. In order to qualify for this scholarship, school and community involvement are considered, along with your future plans and interest. This scholarship is awarded 2 times throughout the year, one during the fall term and then another during the spring term. Radnor community, business, and high school alumni support this fund, along with other special contributors. If you have any questions, feel free to contact Mrs. Liebert or Mrs. Ward in guidance.
Newcomer Jackie Calamaro is here with her sports segment of the week. Jackie?
Thanks, Matt. Radnor opened up its season last Thursday against central opponent Springfield with an exciting 18-15 victory. Radnor opened up scoring with a defensive touchdown. After Springfield's quarterback fumbled, number 48, C.J. Uspelkis, ran the ball into the end zone. In the second quarter, Radnor scored again after fumble recovery and touchdown by number 36, Matt Both, and they led the Tigers 12-0 at halftime. No one scored in the third, but Springfield scored twice in the fourth and tacked on an extra point and a 2-point conversion, leaving 15-12 with 2 minutes left. The Raiders took the kickoff with less than 2 minutes and drove down the field. With 8 seconds left, quarterback Greg Epps threw a pass to number 7, Kevin Caney, who took the football into the end zone, winning Radnor's first game. And of course, a good time was had by all.
Well, that about wraps it up for this week's edition of News Center 11.
For Allie, Jackie, and all of us at News Center, I'm Hillary Duchovny.
And I'm Matt Tenero.
Good night.
And good luck.
There she goes again, racing through